Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be testing out the invisible part method on my kinky curly sew-in. I'm starting off with freshly washed and air-dried hair. I left out some of my hair so I could do a side part and braided the cornrows down to the back, but I did leave out a small section of hair in the front for extra coverage later on. I honestly think that kinky curly style hair is the lowest maintenance for me. I've been loving this sew-in because it matches the texture of my hair almost perfectly, so I'm excited to try this method out. I'm starting off by taking a small section of a track and cutting it so that I just have the hair loose on its ends. And then I take my crochet needle, which opens and closes just like this. I do kind of struggle with it throughout the video because of my nails, but it is super simple to do. I section off a small portion of that. We're going to move from the front of my head to the back. The main goal of the invisible knot is to create the illusion that your natural hair is coming out of your scalp, but really it's the hairpiece that's attached to your cornrow. So in order to accomplish this, you create a knot with one end of the hair on the opposite side of the part, so that the other end of the hair will cover the knot. I'll show you how I do this a few times because it's kind of confusing to explain, but I essentially loop in a piece of the hair with the crochet hook from where the parting space is towards my ear or down my head. You'll then have two ends of hair plus the loop. I tie off one section of the hair in order to keep the knot only on one side of the part. You then leave the other side to cover the knot, therefore creating the illusion. The smaller the sections of hair, the better the illusion will look. And for the braid that's going down the back, I actually crocheted it through the rest of my weft for my sew-in order to keep it down. After you do a few sections, this is what it should look like. Take it from me, the closer the braid is to the actual part, the better your illusion will look. You definitely have to trust the process when doing this because the braids and the crochet pieces do not have to be perfect, especially with the texture of the hair that I'm using. It is really easy to pick out the hair and cover up the tracks when we move on to styling. Please ignore the residue from the track bonding glue. Previously I was using a different method to blend my leave out and the sew-in, so this is the best I could do without fully taking down the unit. You guys, now that I'm looking over the footage, I'm noticing that on one side of my hair I took the crochet hook inwards and then on the other side I went outwards. I think that going inwards looks better, so follow that. So whichever direction you choose to do, just make sure you do that to both sides. This is very beginner friendly. I honestly think that it's hard to mess it up, especially with the texture of the hair. Like, anything blends, to be honest. Listen, you're seeing trial and error in real time, so don't be like me. Continuity is key, okay? I do love that this minimal leave out method is trending again. I get to watch my favorite hair creators here on YouTube try it out with their own twist, which keeps the hair industry interesting to me. And I do enjoy trying new or reinvented styles. I had crochet braids with invisible knots all throughout middle school, so I'm very familiar with using methods to protect as much hair as I can. However, we definitely upgraded from using synthetic hair to human hair, so this style also lasts longer. Once you're done crocheting all the pieces, this is what it should look like. And don't worry about the track in the back. Once we're done styling and picking out the hair, you will not be able to tell. So I take out the clips from where my actual hair, a little bit of my leave out was left, and then I start to blend that. If my mama didn't perm my hair and if I didn't do a big chop, I promise this is how long my hair would be. Moving on to styling, so the tools that I used for this is my continuous hair mister spray bottle and this paddle brush that almost acts like the unbrush mixed with the Denman brush. I like it because it doesn't have as much tension pulling on my hair, so I like to use it to brush out the curls when I have product in it. So I'll saturate the hair really well, run my fingers through it before I add this leave-in conditioner moisture milk. I really love the way that this smells, almost like cupcake, buttercream, vanilla. So I'll spread some of that on towards the ends of the hair primarily, and then I'll start scrunching to keep the curls intact. I gave myself a little trim so I could keep the hair looking one piece, intact, and get rid of those shaggy ends. I'm trying to use as minimal heat as possible, so I will let this air dry until the next day, so it will get a lot bigger, but I'll leave you guys with the wet look. Final thoughts, this method definitely works on sew-ins, any type of leave out you have. You can use human hair, synthetic hair. It's also beginner friendly, and I find that it's actually undetectable. Like, I think it looks so good. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Leave a like if you like this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!